So, English language teaching approaches and methods. That is our class. And our topic for today is grammar translation. Now, what is grammar translation, by the way? Grammar translation is method of a foreign language teaching method which makes use of translating and grammar study as a main teaching and learning activities. It was called the classic method. Now, there are many methodologies we will be tackling for the further discussion for this class, but the first one is grammar translation. And take note that grammar translation was called the classical method. Why it is called as classical method? Because it is used in a very long time. Now, let's proceed. What is the purpose of grammar translation in English Visayan language? This is the main topic we'll be discussing for the following slides, okay? Now, first is helping students read and appreciate foreign language literature. Okay? Now that we are going to discuss the English Visayan language, we need also to appreciate foreign language in the succeeding discussion. And then next is studying the grammar of the target language would help students to be more familiar with the grammar of their native language. I know that all of you is an AB English language students, and take note that even if you are English major, that doesn't mean you will only tackling about English only. Of course, you need to engage other languages, and we will pinpoint our very own language, which is the Bisaya. Okay? Now next, helping students speak and write their native language better. Now, I know that all of you makabalo jud ta mo Bisaya kay mao jud nay ato ang naagiana. Right? Of course. Yes, Jonathan keeps nodding. Because that is our mother tongue. Mao na siya ginatudlo sa atoa within the community where we lived and to the people po nga atong nakasalamuha. Now, without knowing na there are specific ruling, when it comes to writing now, because you are in college now, you don't you need to be careful on what you write and what you say, because there are different rulings and on how to write properly. Now, last is helping students grow intellectually through foreign language learning. Now, you already know what is the proper ruling of that specific language. You know how to compete globally. And through that, you can gain confidence. Okay? Now, let's proceed to history of Visayan language. Before we go through deep down of the roots of this topic, I want you to observe the table. Okay, the Tagalog, Cebuano, Ilocano, Bicolano, Waray, Kapampangan, Hiligaynon, and Panganisin. Now, there are examples, okay, for each of the words. And at this moment, I want you to give an example. Only, let's just focus on the Cebuano. We have usa, duha, tulo, iro, unsa. Now, I want to call Miss Shea May to give any word translation that comes up in your mind from English to Cebuano. Okay, house, balay. Oh, see, it is very easy to say house and balay, but in the further discussion, you will know how to to translate words more. Now, okay. Now, let's proceed. With over 1,707 islands comprising the Philippine archipelago, the Philippines inevitably houses more than 170 languages. So, in my high school, there are only 150 languages, but for now, this is updated info. We have already 170 language in Region 10 and the Central Mindanao region, and Cebuano Bisaya is a native language, while the English is the region's second language, as it thrives in communicating to various clients or target market fields such as business, academics, and even in everyday transactions. Now, communication language is very important. Whenever you go, it's very important because it's a gateway for you to express what are your thoughts, what you want, what you wanna hear to others. Now, let us just focus on the academics, no? Because that is our main target for today's lesson. Okay. Now, let's move on to the characteristics of noun. As what I've said, there are 3 categories of characteristics of nouns. First, we have possessive case, number of noun, and gender of noun. Okay. Now, what are the examples of noun? By the way, we're talking about noun. What is noun? Let me call Mr. Jericho. Okay, so place. Noun. Okay, very good explanation. You can now take your seat. Now, noun. Pangalan. Any member of a class of words that typically can be combined with determiners. So, determiners means you. For example, ballpen. The word ballpen is a determiner for this thing. And what is this thing? A ballpen. Just like that. Now, let's proceed. In Bisaya, mao ni ang gitawag sa Bisaya nga pangalan, no? Name. Pananglitan, for example, pangalan sa tawo, Pedro. Pangalan sa inyong instructor, kinsa man? Si Miss Hazel. Na butang, lapis, lugar, Cebu, hayop, iro, ug uban pa. Anything that is a determiner of your name. Anything, place, thing, places, may nana siya. Now, let's proceed to possessive case. So, ang pag-angkon, you will possess it. It is your own belongings, no? Mao ni ang pag-angkon sa imong ginganlan. Dali lamang ang pag-ila-ila niini nga adunay pag-angkon tungod sa pulong na of. In English, we usually use this of. And then in Bisaya, we will use ni. Kay ni in Bisaya means of. Okay? Now, let's just go to the example. For example, of, and then noun. Ni in Bisaya, of in English. For example, the house of, right there, Pedro. And it is translated in Bisaya, ang balay ni Pedro. No? Now, if naay apostrophe na, no, ang word in English, no, example, Pedros, mahimo na siyang kang Pedro ni nga balay because you are referring to that balay ni Pedro. Say for example, kani muingon ka og ang class book ni Ma'am Hazel. Mao ni siya. Example number 1. Pag abot na sa example number 2, you will say this, in English, you will say this, Ma'am Hazel's class book. Now, in Bisaya, you will say this, kang Ma'am Hazel na class book. Kang Ma'am Hazel nga class book. Now, let's proceed to the number of noun. But before that, let me call Miss Zara May to give an example for the possession. Possessive case. Well done. Take your seat. Okay? Now, let's go to the numbers of noun. Number of noun. Gidaghanon sa pangalan. Nagsuwestyon kung pipila baka buok ang mga tawo butang ug uban pa nga ginganlan. Daghan ba or usa lang? Kung daghan, gitawag kini sa English nga plural or many, daghan na siya. O kung usa lang, gitawag ni siya singular o isa ra, single. O, sa mga single diha, kaway-kaway. Okay, now, let's go to the examples. Example of noun again. Sa number of noun, you will add s. If one na, for example, boy na siya without s kay singular man. Pag abot sa plural, boys na siya, and then pag abot sa English sa Bisaya, mga laki, you will add mga. Okay? Now, next example, branches. It's very simple, mga sanga. Now, if I give an example, okay. Now, for example, I will serve this an example, okay? In English, what is this? Pencil. Now, if you add this to pencils, in Bisaya, lapis. And then, pag two or more na, ma-plural naman siya, mahimo na siyang mga lapis. Okay? Easy as that. Now, let's proceed.